Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
But I remember being 16 in high school, being in my school uniform, long pants and a tie, and I deadlifted 200 kgs, so that's 440 pounds. So yeah, so that was I actually have a video of it, so it might get leaked somewhere. Someone might be able to find that one.
We might need to get that one to B-roll the show in.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
Marshall's a tough environment, though. Marshall's that sneaky road trip, in my opinion, and this has been like a decade long that Marshall's been fire at home and terrible on the road. That's a dangerous road game, but if you look at, there's no return game with Kent State. There's no return game with Akron. Maybe when they go to UMass with Frank Martin being such a good coach, you know, he could really take teams out of their rhythm. But I think there's a case that they could be undefeated in the regular season.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
57% chance of winning a PGA Tour major. Would I be wrong by saying I want to invest in the no on Scottie Scheffler? And that $100 investment would pay back $213 here. Everybody thinks Scottie's going to win. It's like 100 golfers in those fields each and every week in the majors, the best golfers in the world. I'm going against the grain, Joe. Give me the no on Scottie Scheffler.
Prediction Markets Edge, only on SportsGrid.
Welcome to another edition of the Craig Carton Show. Tyrone A. Johnson not here today. The rest of the crew decided to brave the weather and act like professionals and come in, but not Tyrone. Oh no, Tyrone A. Johnson in his warm, comfortable house in southern New Jersey. While many of us showed up for work today, no heat in the building, a flood that knocked a lot of our computers out. But I'm a professional, so I came to work today. Good morning, Tyrone. How are you?
Good morning. I feel great, and it's nice and warm down here in my home studio. Sorry you guys had to go through that.
Quite all right. You know, some people show up for work. Some people stay home and say, hey, boss man, can I call in? And I gave you the white thumbs up. You gave me the black thumbs up back. And here we are, Tyrone A. Johnson in South Jersey. A couple quick things out of the gate. I've told my children this many, many times. I'm sure I'm going to reiterate this again on radio later on. And that is this. It's a very, very important thing for me to tell people. Rule number one, nobody cares about your fantasy team. That's number one, all right? We all understand that. Rule number two, nobody cares about your bracket for March Madness, okay? We understand that. That is a rule. And rule number three, nobody cares how much snow you got. We don't care. Like, hey, guess how much snow I got. I don't care how much snow you got. I don't come into work today going, hey, man, got 29 inches of snow, because no one cares. All right, so let's just accept that as a rule on the Craig Carton Show. Is that okay by you, Tyrone?
Well, how much snow did you get, though? I'm actually curious.
I don't know. I don't measure it. A lot of freaking snow is what I got. And I'm here today because I'm a professional. I got the hat on. I got the Fox weather jacket on. I got the long johns on. I got 2 belly buttons going on right now. It is 37 degrees in this studio right now. But somehow we got everything turned on. So we're good to go. So I am very jealous. I'm very envious. It's a quality of mine that I am trying to shed as I turn 40 this week, as you know. But I'm not jealous or envious for the reason a lot of you people think I am. I have no guttural or emotional reaction to Sam Darnold getting to the Super Bowl. That is not a Jets story. If anything, it's a Minnesota Vikings story. The guy won 14 games for you last year, and you cut him loose. I don't know why people are asking Jet fans about how does it feel to have Sam Darnold in the Super Bowl. I don't feel anything. I have no feelings whatsoever about Sam Darnold. I don't hate Sam Darnold. I don't like Sam Darnold. I respect Sam Darnold. But go talk to a Minnesota Viking fan who won 14 games last year and decided to cut him loose for J.J. McCarthy. Those are the people that should be pissed off today at their organization for letting a Super Bowl quarterback go. But that's not even my focus today. My focus today is on two guys who most people like Tyrone, that love the NFL and cover the NFL, have told me time and time again, that's the greatest coach in football. That's one of the greatest coaches in football. The reason that the Denver Broncos are not in the Super Bowl, the reason that the LA Rams are not in the Super Bowl is because of coaching. Because up 7-0 in a game where points are going to be a premium even before the weather came in, Sean Payton decided not to take a field goal and go up 10-0. Correct or not correct? Go.
Completely correct. It was a huge mistake in real time. It wasn't a hindsight situation. In real time, I know for a fact, even you, Craig, during the game were saying you got to take the points there.
Got to take the points. Go up 2 scores. Yeah, your defense is badass. Drake May's not a good quarterback. I know he's going to be remembered as, the second youngest guy to take his team to a Super Bowl, and Patriots fans are convinced that they've got the second coming of Tom Brady. But if you look at it fairly and honestly and factually, Drake May threw for less than 100 yards. You're not in the Super Bowl because Drake May played well. Drake May had one good play, and there's the play they did on his own, the scramble to his left to get the first down that effectively ended the game. I give him a lot of credit for that. But I'm going to have a parade for a guy that threw for 88 yards in an AFC Championship game? No, sir, I'm not. Sean Payton cost them the game. The Broncos defense cost them the game. First drive in the second half. What happened? 9-minute drive for the only points of the second half? Where's that great defense? Where's the blitz?
Couldn't get off the field.
Where's something you can't get off the freaking field? Right?
That's absolutely right. And the other part
Payton.
about Denver,
Sean Payton,
and now I believe he's 1-3 in conference championship games at home. At home, 1-3. That's not a very. That's obviously a bad record. But if he was a truly great coach, the way people say, you have to win the games in your building.
Yeah. And by the way, I know they're going to say, no, our defense was great. We only gave up 10 points. You gave up a 9-minute drive. You shortened the game for the Patriots is all you did. And then you made it harder for a guy that hasn't thrown a pass in 2.5 years to actually lead the team on some type of drive that could tie and win the game. Sean Payton is the reason that the Denver Broncos are not going to the Super Bowl. $16 million a year. Sean Payton is the reason the Denver Broncos. You're not going to blame it on Stidham. You're not going to blame it on the running game. You're not going to blame it on Mims. You blame it on one guy, and that guy is Sean Payton, which brings me, of course, to the other coach I mentioned right there. Now, people say, McVay's the best. Oh, man, the McVay tree. Oh. Right? So here's the situation. 13-10, 109 to go in the first half. Seattle gets the ball to start the second half. At this point of the game, the more important thing is to make sure that you get the clock to 0-0-0. If you score, obviously great, but if you don't score, you cannot give Seattle an opportunity to double dip, to score at the end of the first half, and then to score again first possession of the third quarter. 2nd and 5, 109 to go. Incomplete pass. They don't have to use a timeout. Clock stops. 3rd down. Incomplete pass. They don't have to use a timeout. Clock stops. Punt. And in 74 seconds, the Seattle Seahawks go right down the field. 6 plays, 74 yards, touchdown. And now you're chasing double digits the rest of the second half. Moronic from a guy who's supposed to be a great head coach.
And they keep going on and on because he just turned 40. Oh, he has all these playoff wins. Yeah, he has those wins because he started younger. But he hasn't been elite. Doug Peterson has beat him in big spots. Mediocre coaches. No disrespect to McDonald, who may be a great coach as time goes on. So I'm not talking about him. But mediocre coaches have beaten him in these big games time and time again. And now it happened again where a good coach, it appears. But that was a winnable game if coached properly.
Yeah,
most
I agree.
people, despite what the line said, most people picked the Rams to win that game.
Yeah, I did.
And if you look at it, though, Seattle, from that moment on, controlled the rest of the game. Yeah, Rams had moments, but they had the driver's seat the rest of the way, and they kept playing catch-up, like you said, and it was completely created by a quote-unquote genius head coach. Big mistakes yesterday.
And I'll do you one better. Well, I can't say that this is 100-0 from an opinion standpoint. He's supposed to be an aggressive head coach. You're supposed to believe that Matthew Stafford's the MVP of the league. All right, to be fair, on their last drive of the game, I don't count the very end where they got 3 snaps off. That game's a wrap at that point, 10, 15. I guess they got with 25 seconds to go. But earlier in the game, there were 2 times that the Rams scored touchdowns, and an extra point makes you down 4. You go for 2, you go down 3. Now, at any point, if he converted a single 2-point conversion, the end of that game is a lot different. Because then you kick the field goal, you make it a tie game, and all the Seattle just have the ball back with 4 minutes to go, 4.5 minutes to go, and your defense has done nothing all game. At least it's a tie game. 1 stop there, and we're going to overtime. McVay had a terrible game.
He did, and what's weird is the analytics crowd only praises him. When he does things right, they love to talk about it. It's kind of happening like a Josh Allen thing with him. When he makes mistakes, the analytics community completely silent. He made analytics mistakes and just football mistakes yesterday. And why aren't more people other than you saying it?
Well, because and he's the golden child, right? Which means that people on ESPN are not going to take shots or criticize him. People on Fox are not going to take shots and criticize him. But McVay had a bad game. Sean Payton had a bad game. And that's just a fact. When they go back and review what took place in key spots of that game, Sean Payton cost the Broncos points and Sean McVay cost the Rams points. Those are the first 2 people that should be blamed. Much more coming up right after this. It's cold in here, man.
This is the fear that we had going on. And the players obviously were paid $10,000 to $30,000 per fix. But what this does is it hits at the core of the identity in the sport, especially in the modern day betting era.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
Basically, my co-host on Game Time Decisions, Josh Doan, is featured so much. And I also want to say this basically now confirms we are the premier Josh Doan network in all of sports media. No way no other show mentions Josh Doan as much as this one. Is that a success? Is that a failure? I don't know, but I think it's true.
Game Time Decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Meanwhile, Charlie Baker of the NCAA has planted his flag. He wants to see the end of prediction markets, and of course is a little bit nervous with all of the different stories that we've heard surrounding sports betting allegations of some folks being corrupt out there and maybe some point shaving. It does make some sense here. I just wonder which of the sports betting operators are going to stand with the NCAA.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
But I remember being 16 in high school, being in my school uniform, long pants and a tie, and I deadlifted 200 kgs, so that's 440 pounds. So so that was I actually have a video of it, so it might get leaked somewhere. Someone might be able to find that one.
We might need to get that one to B-roll the show in.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
Hi, welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. Great to have you, Tyrone Johnson, at his warm, beautiful home in South Jersey, wearing pajama bottoms right now. Don't act like he's not, because I know for a fact he is.
It's a mixed up world we live in right now, so I'm doing my best.
The world we're living in right now is a world in which Tommy DeVito got to a Super Bowl before Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. That's the world we're living in right now.
Yeah,
and I love these people that come out today and they're like, "Oh man, those games sucked, man. Oh man, the weather in that fourth quarter in Denver, that's not right." I think it's the best part about football. I love it.
Really?
You know, if football was meant to be played indoors on a carpet, it would be played indoors on a carpet from day one. It's not. Football's supposed to be the last bastion of caveman manhood. That's why we love our football. We drink beer, we don't apologize for it. We throw things when our team loses, we don't apologize for it. And it's supposed to be played in the elements, whether that means windy gusts in California, 5 inches of snow in Denver, 3 feet of snow in New York, whatever it might be. The weather added for my enjoyment of that game. That being said, the other thing that I'm jealous about, and just to show you, I'm very honest with the audience, is that the New England Patriots right now are doing something that I've always said is my sports dream, and that is the easiest possible road to a championship. That's what I've always wanted for my Knicks, for my Jets, right? For my favorite baseball team, which has changed a few times in my lifetime. I do not want a hard path. Yeah, I want the easiest possible path. And New England is now enjoying what once upon a time was my dream, Tyrone.
Yes, in a way. The rubber will meet the road in the Super Bowl. But I will say, to me, it doesn't take away from the Patriots. Now, Drake May did not play well. If people want to talk about Drake May, I have no issue with that. But to me, it doesn't take away from it. If the Patriots are able to win the Super Bowl, it counts, period. So I know some people are going to try to take shots
That's why it's my dream. That's always been my dream. Like, no one goes back 5 years later and goes, yeah, you won a Super Bowl, but look who you played or look what the path was. I want the easiest possible road. And New England got it. Regular season, easy. Playoffs, easy. And now, here's our reality. We are now going to have some competition for the question I'm going to ask you right now. Up to this date, who's the worst NFL quarterback to win a Super Bowl? You have Trent Dilfer. You have Brad Johnson. You have Doug Williams.
Jeff
Hostetler. You have Nick Foles.
Nick Foles is in that mix, absolutely. And Joe Namath from that moment after the Super Bowl. Up to that Super Bowl, he had been an elite quarterback. He never had an elite moment after winning that Super Bowl. So he goes in that category as well.
You're taking a shot at a 90-year-old Joe Namath? That's what you're doing today? Taking a shot at a first-ballot Hall of Famer who's most responsible for the merger?
Yes, 30-year-old Joe Namath is the one I'm taking a shot at, not 90-year-old.
You happen to be right. Joe Namath, not a great man.
I'm just saying.
Dude, except for the fact that Joe Namath threw for 4,000 yards in 1970. Before anyone even threw the ball forward, he threw for 4,000 yards in a single season. That being said, I think we're going to have a new company for the fraternity of bad quarterbacks that have won a Super Bowl. Whether it's Sam Darnold, who's been a journeyman throughout his career, or whether it's Drake May, who's in year 2, we are looking at the Trent Dilfer, Brad Johnsons of the world. So that fraternity is going to open up by one for sure. It's going to expand.
Now, see, you say for sure. Now, hold on. Drake May did not have a good playoff run so far, but he's literally in year 2. Are you comfortable saying already that he's not going to get better and become an elite quarterback at any point?
No, I mean, I can't say 5 years from now he's not better, but Drake May's not a very good quarterback. And I know that's going to, everyone in New England's going to tell me to shut up, and I'm just jealous. I've already acknowledged that I'm jealous and envious. But let's not twist what we've seen. Drake May was terrible in the first 2 playoff games when it came to turnovers. Drake May in yesterday's game literally didn't throw for 90 yards. Like, the New England Patriots are not in the Super Bowl because Drake May led them there, or Drake May, was their best player on the field. He wasn't. He ran for like 65 yards. That's great. Had the big 3rd down conversion. That's great. But Drake May completed less than half his passes in the game yesterday. And by the way, the weather didn't become an issue until very late in the 3rd quarter and obviously the entire 4th quarter. So let's not act like Drake May was having this amazing, 3 quarters of playoff football on the road in Denver, and then the weather curtailed him. Drake May was objectively awful yesterday. Like, I didn't know which guy was the backup.
No, it was rough. In fact, he didn't really make any of his good plays, passing or running, until the weather got bad. He made a couple of first down runs when the weather got bad, and obviously the big one you mentioned in the first segment to the left side where he ran for the first down, it kind of won him the game.
Yeah.
But really, all of his positive plays happened in the weather. All his negative plays happened when the weather was nice because he was missing wide open guys. And Romo was doing his best to try to clean up for him. It was a very poor game from him.
Yeah, it was a poor broadcasting game as well. I mean, look, I have great respect for those guys, but it's a wrap. That being said, congratulations, I suppose, to the Seattle Seahawks and to the New England Patriots. All we're going to hear all next 2 weeks, of course, is why did Malcolm Butler get benched the following year? That's all we're going to hear. Why did they hand the ball off to beast mode? That's all we're going to hear. I'm excited for the Super Bowl. I always am. And I think the fact that we have two very average quarterbacks playing means we should get ourselves a very competitive game. And I will give Sam Darnold credit for this. Sam Darnold, for an average quarterback, played his balls off yesterday. Sam Darnold made every throw that he needed to make in that game. Didn't turn the ball over. Didn't make the big mistake. And in a game in which they had to score 30 points to go to the Super Bowl, that dude did exactly that. They didn't get the big kick return. They didn't have a defensive score. Sam Darnold played a money game in a money spot. And while his career has been average, Sam Darnold does have two huge single seasons in his career. One for Minnesota last year, of course, and then he spit the bit in the final regular season game and the playoff game against these same Rams. And then yesterday, he had the game of his life. And Sam Darnold's not a bad guy. Sam Darnold's not one of these me-first type dudes. I'm, in a weird way, happy for Sam Darnold, albeit not with my Jets.
I am as well. And in some ways, you could say he outdueled Stafford. I mean, he was right there throw for him, and he got the victory. To beat a Hall of Fame guy like that has to count for something.
And by the way, if the game had gone flip and the Rams had won the game, we'd be talking about the single worst penalty in the history of the National Football League. We'll get to that. I'll get to a lot of other football stuff right after this.
Marshall's a tough environment, though. Marshall's that sneaky road trip, in my opinion, and this has been like a decade long that Marshall's been fire at home and terrible on the road. That's a dangerous road game, but if you look at, there's no return game with Kent State. There's no return game with Akron. Maybe when they go to UMass with Frank Martin being such a good coach, he could really take teams out of their rhythm. But I think there's a case that they could be undefeated in the regular season.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
If there's more revenue for the league, there's more revenue for the players, and that would make it saleable. So they may have objections. There's more risk of injury the longer the season goes. But these guys, their careers are short. The money is good. Money would be better. So I wouldn't bet against the league expanding sooner rather than later.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
This is the fear that we had going on. And the players obviously were paid $10,000 to $30,000 per fix. But what this does is it hits at the core of the identity in the sport, especially in the modern day betting era.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
His wife and his kids were like, I kind of like this. This kind of works out for me. Daddy's a celebrity again, so I get access to things. Daddy's making money again. Hadn't made a nickel in the last 5 years. Now he's made a lot of money, so I'm sure they're good. But all of a sudden, the prospect of Daddy being away, like he ain't cheating on you in Buffalo, I can tell you that. I live there.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
And I believe we're back. Another edition of the Craig Carton Show. Good morning to you. Happy to have you here. Of course, you can check this out on YouTube every day, right there at noon. And of course, all the little smaller videos go out. Plus, you should download and subscribe right there to the Craig Carton Show podcast. We're on podcasts. We're on Spotify. We're on that funny little one with the dots. We're on Apple.
Tune in.
Pretty much everywhere. Oh, tune in. Yeah, you got to tune in. Tune in. A couple quick things, though, for you there, Tyrone. I'd like you to explain to the audience why literally nobody wants to be the Philadelphia Eagles offensive coordinator. Even Charlie Weiss Jr., who's at Ole Miss now with Lane Kiffin, and was with him before that at Ole Miss, was interviewed for the job and said, on second thought, no thank you. Nobody wants to coach with you, Nick Sirianni.
Yeah, that's not completely true, okay? But there have been people absolutely who have turned the job down. So
everybody,
far, but I
not
think
some people, every single person.
No.
Every person, every single person that the Eagles have interviewed has said, no, thank you. Thank you for the interest. Thank you for the interview. I do not want to work for you. That's a testament to your head coach. It's crazy. Crazy.
A little bit, but let's see who they end up with. I was told that that the Dable thing, not completely true. And I believe that even though it was reported last week, he still hasn't signed for that OC position in Tennessee. And it appears, again, that he's not and it appears he hasn't gotten a Buffalo job yet. It appears, again, a lot of this is fluid and it could change. Yeah. I still actually think Dable is most likely to end up with the Eagles job unless he gets that Bills head coaching job. I really believe that. But it is strange how many people, I will admit, even as an Eagles fan, how many people have said, you know what, I'm good.
Yeah, well, because nobody wants to work with Nick Sirianni. And I think it's a great job. You've got a great offense. And I was thinking about, Jalen Hurts because of all the love that Drake May gets. And it was fascinating to me that in Jalen Hurts' playoff run to becoming Super Bowl MVP, I'm going to break this down to the most basic stats we got. Touchdowns to interceptions, okay? So last year, when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts had 10 touchdowns, 1 interception, all right? Yeah. But all I kept hearing afterwards was, system quarterback. The great team around him. They carried him. Saquon Barkley. The offensive line. And on and on and on. You heard the same things, of course. Yep. You're in Philly. Drake May's stats in the postseason, 5 touchdowns, so half as many touchdowns as Jalen Hurts, and 5 interceptions, 5 times as many interceptions as Jalen Hurts. But all I keep hearing about Drake May is Drake May's the reason why. Drake May's a great leader. Drake May carried the Patriots offense. I'm like, wait a minute. Drake May has the same amount of interceptions as he does touchdowns. If I had fumbles to that, the stats are even worse. Jalen Hurts threw 10 touchdowns to 1 interception. And I'm trying to figure out, why don't we talk about Drake May the way some cats are talking about Jalen Hurts? Doesn't make any sense to me.
Doesn't make any sense. It's because a lot of these pundits are supposed to watch the games and break it down. They write their stuff before the playoffs start. They write a narrative, and then they'll fit that narrative no matter what. So if Jalen Hurts is just a game manager, God forbid you actually give him credit for playing well. The other part, because I already hear Patriots people talking about the weather. He had to play that Rams game in a damn blizzard last year, and he still had that ratio. So don't give me weather. That Rams game was as bad a conditions as any game that was played yesterday or any playoff game we've seen, and he still balled out
yesterday, sure. The Houston-New England game, the weather was worse, but neither here nor there. Okay. The point's still the same.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts doesn't get the love, and Drake May gets the love that he doesn't deserve. It's a weird thing. I think the only guy that's probably saying that Jalen Hurts gets a bad rub as compared to Drake May, if I'm guessing, is probably Ryan Clark. Everybody else is probably saying, the exact opposite. Don't you think, Tyrone, or no?
I mean, you know what? I don't know. Okay, but I will say this. Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. He's probably the only one who.
Or maybe Dan Orlovsky. Dan Orlovsky probably is apologizing for all the bad things he said about Jalen Hurts.
No, he's not a Hurtsman at all. No, he's not a Hurtsman. Although he might be politicking. The rumor is he's politicking for the OC job. That's another rumor that's out
I think he wanted the Lions job at one point, but they filled that. And they're like, yeah, we're good. We don't want you. And then one other thing, we got to take a break here coming up. How long is the break? 40 seconds, something like that? I know it's decided months and months and months ago. There's actually a schedule. And even though my brain knows that it was decided months and months and months ago because of the schedule, it still burns my chaps, if I may, when I drive myself into New York City, something Tyrone was not willing to do today, and it's still dark outside, and my Empire State Building is still lit up with New England Patriot colors. It still burns my ass when even though I know it's decided 6 months ago, there's a schedule for it, and it doesn't matter who wins. Can we agree not to do that moving forward? Like, they wouldn't do it in New England. Come on.
.7% chance of winning a PGA Tour major. Would I be wrong by saying I want to invest in the no on Scotty Scheffler? And that $100 investment would pay back $213 here. Everybody thinks Scotty's going to win. It's like 100 golfers in those fields each and every week, and the major's the best golfers in the world. I'm going against the grain, Joe. Give me the no on Scotty Scheffler.
Prediction Markets Edge. Only on SportsGrid.
What is going on with this John Morant saga, right? John's on the block. John wants to be traded. But now John comes back and he denies all trade talk and says John says he has no desire to play elsewhere. So he shut it down. He's still viewed as a franchise centerpiece when on the floor. Memphis, they're better with him.
Pro Basketball Today. Only on SportsGrid.
The Buffalo Bills have to find a new head coach. Take a look at the leaders right now. A 33% chance Brian Dable takes that job. You say, well, why? Wait a second here. He's head coach of the New York Giants. Did you know he came from the Buffalo Bills and basically resurrected Josh Allen on that MVP trajectory while he was with the Buffalo Bills? Clay Kubiak, Joe Brady, Davis Webb, all offensive guys, which I agree with.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
Great Carton Show. Tyrone Johnson here as well. Hope you are safe wherever you might be checking us out this morning. Appreciate you watching us on the day after the championship games. Now we got to go 2 full weeks without football. But I did find something interesting over the weekend. I'm not sure what you did, Tyrone, in your neck of the woods. Number one, I watched UFC on Paramount. I did that. And I was just my obvious complaint about the Paramount broadcast of UFC is, dude, I know you got to make the $7 billion back. But, man, the commercials, I mean, it was nonstop. Like, they didn't even show the walkout for a lot of guys and gals fighting. And while we got a great fight to end the night, as good a fight as there's been in a long time with Patty the Batty losing to Gaethje, just less commercials, and I'm good. The other thing I watched, and I can't believe I watched it, I turned it on about 25 minutes in, and then I did not turn it off until the guy got to the top of the building. Did you see that guy climb that building in Taipei?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I went back. I didn't see it live. I went back and watched it. But
dude, I watched
this is
that
why I didn't watch
live.
it.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to die. That's why I didn't watch it. I didn't want to see a man fall off a building. When I heard about this, and then it got delayed a day because of weather.
It got delayed. It was supposed to be Friday. It got moved to Saturday night because it was raining in Taipei. But here's what's interesting about you and I. You didn't want to watch it because you didn't want to see the guy fall like 1,400 feet to his death. That's why I was sure he was going to die. But that's why I watched it. Yeah. I watched it because once you see the guy climb like 100-foot section of the building, then it's just on repeat. Yeah. It's just the same thing over and over again. I feel bad thinking this. The guy's wife was there. There were a lot of people watching him live. But the reason I watched it was the same reason I used to watch Evel Knievel. I don't want to see Evel Knievel clear the buses and land. I want Evel Knievel to hit the bus and break every bone in his body. That's why I watched it. So it's a little disappointing.
I was almost sure that man was going to die. Okay,
Yeah.
I was sure. I was like, I'll watch it, but I'll watch it after the fact when I know he didn't die. I got to be honest.
Yeah, but then it's anticlimactic, isn't it?
I probably would have watched it if I had known he died.
Yeah,
just to see him fall.
If you know he doesn't fall, and he successfully climbs the very tippy tip of the building in Taipei there, at that point, then there's no reason to watch it. Like, the only reason to watch it is to see if he does fall. If you know he doesn't fall, why would you watch it after that?
Because that guy is a superstar athlete in his own way. That guy, I like to see the pursuit of man doing great things. Okay? He made it to the top of the building.
Yes,
and
but you
he could
knew
have
that.
failed. I just didn't want him to die. But I didn't want him to die.
Well, it's not
That
like
was
I
really the
wanted him
key.
to die.
He could have failed.
But the only reason to watch it was the prospect of, is he gonna fall? Once you know he made it, at that point there's no reason to watch it, because like I'm watching it, and other than L. Duncan, being a motor mouth and not shutting up and ruining the broadcast for all of us.
It was
right?
an hour and a half, though.
Dude, it's still
gotta feel it on the top. He was
nonstop.
climbing
Like,
for an
dude,
hour and a
stop
half.
talking.
He was climbing.
Let the pictures tell the story. I don't think you. All right, L. Duncan. Ugh. In any event, I'm watching it with a certain sense of agita because it's windy. Because a couple places towards the very top, he's just free holding and his legs aren't touching the building. And I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be where he falls. And I moved a little closer to the television set. If I know he makes it, then I can't watch it with the same emotion. And frankly, I would have been robbed of a great TV night.
Yeah, well, the other part, though, is I would have watched it live Friday. I was doing stuff Saturday. So that was the issue. But sooner or later, if he keeps doing this, he's going to fall. I mean, no one can keep doing this.
No, I think he's done now. I think he's done. He did it. He climbed like a 1,600-foot building from the ground. There's nothing else to climb. Like I've nowhere to see him climb nothing else. Like climb the Empire State Building, maybe?
No, this building I think is taller than Empire State Building.
Yeah, it is. You're right. It's like a couple hundred feet taller than the ESB.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Maybe One World Training.
I got to be honest. I know it's weird. Maybe it's a character flaw. I can own that. I was disappointed. And I was fascinated by it. Like the guys, you're right, he's a marvel athletically and physically, and his forearms and his strength, and the dude's jacked. But I watched it, and I was totally committed to it. I was a little disappointed. I was. Yeah, a little disappointed.
What about the time where he had no arms, or he just had his legs, and he reached back into that rosin bag? He didn't have any hands on the building.
Yeah, no hands. But the gal that's the climber is like, I know that looks crazy and dangerous. That's probably the most secure hold he has on the building because he had the tight legs around that thing. I'm with you on that. I think he did that for show, though. I think he's like a globetrotter. He's a showman, but I did watch it. By the way, do you have any idea how much he got paid for that? I saw it this morning. Or do you think he got paid to do that?
No, I have no idea.
Well, there's two different things. There's what he got from Netflix to do it, and I'm sure there's ancillary money as well. But I know what Netflix paid him to do it. Take a guess.
I'm gonna assume it's not. I assume it's a lot, but not a lot. Like, so I'm gonna guess $750,000.
Oh, by the way, that's a good guess. $500,000.
Okay. All right.
He got $500,000.
I guarantee he'll get more for the next climb. He'll get more for the next climb.
Well, now he's a star, right? Because I never heard of the guy prior to this. I know in those circles he's a big deal, but I never heard of the guy. Now I know the guy.
Yeah.
So now it's like, I wonder if his wife's pretty attractive too. She was the blonde gal that was, I guess, inside the building and did a couple interviews along the way. And it was funny because I'm thinking to myself, he's got one friend who thinks his wife is hot. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So, if he does fall from the building, what I was thinking of is how many friends does he have that run to console his wife?
A bunch of them.
A bunch of them.
They'll hit
That's
her
what I
with
said.
If you need anything, I'll be there. He would have wanted
exactly.
me to be there for you.
Exactly
right.
Absolutely. Shoulder to cry on, a hug. I'll come by with a bottle of wine on a Friday night just to make sure you and the kids are okay. Yeah, there's one snake in the grass in that dude's life, and that guy for sure put money on. I hope he drops.
Yeah, he absolutely did. And unfortunately, he needs to probably address that now that he's a bigger star.
Yes,
because there's going to be guys now wanting to push him. Maybe you should climb this time with just one arm. Look at it, basically push him off the building.
You know, the Eiffel Tower looks like it wants to be climbed. One other quick football note before we got to take a break here coming up in a second. And that is that for the first time, we're being told, and I had my guys check on it, but we're told this is an actual first, an NFL first. So it's good to know that we're breaking history here. But for the first time ever, let me just find my note here. Yeah, it says first time ever. That's confirmed with a check mark. Phillip Rivers pulled out. First time. That's what it says here, yeah. Phillip Rivers has pulled out of contention for the Buffalo Bills job to be the head coach. Apparently, he was their number one choice. And when it got real, he was like, 5 more years in Buffalo. I'll never see my son play high school football. And he's currently the coach of that football team. Yeah. And he has, obviously 12 other kids as well. Some, I guess, who are probably going to play football also. But for the first time in his life, he pulled out and told the Buffalo Bills, no, thank you. So that job stays open.
Yeah. Now, if that ownership, they've gone rogue. Do you think it was just a family thing, or did he talk to the people that are his bosses and go, you know what, I could probably have a different opportunity somewhere else?
I think it comes down to, look, the Pagula thing from last week maybe plays a small role in it. I think, sometimes be careful what you wish for. Hey, it's nice to be thought of. Maybe I could be a head coach. And then all of a sudden you're looking at a piece of paper that has a 5-year commitment on it, and you're saying to yourself, man, I really want to coach my oldest son in high school football and see that through. If I take this job, not only will I not coach him, I'm never going to see him. It's like the story with Mike McDonald, the Seahawks head coach. I think you saw this over the weekend. And to me, this is crazy. This is beyond what's acceptable. He has scheduled a time to see his son once a week for 30 minutes. And yes, he is still married. Yes, because he is so committed to the job, he only sees his son for 30 minutes a week. To me, that's a little much. That's a little much. That's like a bad divorce settlement. And this dude's still married. And now he's in the Super Bowl. I wonder if we'll see his kid at all.
Marshall's a tough environment, though. Marshall's that sneaky road trip, in my opinion, and this has been like a decade long that Marshall's been fire at home and terrible on the road. That's a dangerous road game, but if you look at, there's no return game with Kent State. There's no return game with Akron. Maybe when they go to UMass with Frank Martin being such a good coach, he could really take teams out of their rhythm. But I think there's a case that they could be undefeated in the regular season.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
If there's more revenue for the league, there's more revenue for the players, and that would make it saleable. So they may have objections. Certainly there's more risk of injury the longer the season goes. But, these guys, their careers are short. The money is good. Money would be better. So I wouldn't bet against the league expanding sooner rather than later.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Just the fear that we had going on. And the players obviously were paid $10,000 to $30,000 per fix. But what this does is it hits at the core of the identity in the sport, especially in the modern day betting era.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
His wife and his kids were like, I kind of like this. This kind of works out for me. Daddy's a celebrity again, so I get access to things. Daddy's making money again. Hadn't made a nickel in the last 5 years. Now he's made a lot of money, so I'm sure they're good. But all of a sudden, the prospect of Daddy being away, like he ain't cheating on you in Buffalo, I can tell you that. I live there.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
back to the Craig Carton Show after championship weekend. We have a New England-Seattle Super Bowl. Nothing at all like the last one. I wonder for you, Tyrone, some news and notes from the sports world all for the weekend. Does Bill Belichick's shine get a little cloudy today when the New England Patriots have now gone back to a Super Bowl with someone not named Tom Brady, with a different head coach in his first year in New England, and then you add to the fact that Tom Brady won a Super Bowl down in Tampa, also without Belichick. Does the Belichick shine tarnish a bit today, yay or nay?
A little bit of the shine. Now, he's still the best NFL coach of all time, and it's going to take a lot for that to change. Maybe Andy Reid can win 3 more or something like that. Unlikely, but he's the best coach of all time. But absolutely it does. The shine, and it shows you that an organization matters. It's not just about the coach or even just about the quarterback. Kraft is a really good owner who has a good organization. And if you notice, a lot of the times, the really good teams are good all the time, and the really bad teams are bad all the time. Unfortunately, you know that as a Jets fan. And I think it goes even above the head coach. Good organizations figure it out, and bad organizations never do.
Yeah, Mike McCarthy gets the job to be the Steelers head coach. 2 quick thoughts on that. One, to me, that means they really want Aaron Rodgers to come back, try to get the band back together with him and Mike McCarthy. Of course, he had some MVP seasons with Mike McCarthy, so that makes sense. It also tells me that the Pittsburgh Steelers were not prepared for Mike Tomlin not being their coach. That caught them a little bit by surprise as well. Look, there are bad rumors out there about Mike Tomlin. There's a gal on Twitter right now alleging that he fathered a child out of wedlock. And has moved that child and the kid's mom down to Florida and wants to be more a part of their lives. And the Steelers may have found out about that, and they've got morals clauses. It's dirty allegations online. None of it's confirmed or proven, but it does seem like Pittsburgh maybe got caught with their pants down a little bit when it came to Mike Tomlin resigning. Mike McCarthy, look, he's a good coach. If I'm a Steeler fan, am I walking around with a Woodrow today? Probably not.
No, probably not. And the thing is, he's had, because of his age alone, he's not going to last as long as some other coaches that they basically any other coaches they've ever hired. So this is different, and you're probably right that they're looking for the here and now and not thinking about basically program stability, which is what they've always looked at before.
Mike McCarthy is a competent head coach. He is. Mike McCarthy, if you look at his record, he's just as good as John Harbaugh. If you look at his record, he's just as good as Sean Payton. So you're getting a competent head coach, but you're not winning a Super Bowl anytime soon with Mike McCarthy in Pittsburgh. Number 3, people are now saying, and I laughed at it when I first heard it, but then when I did a deeper dive, I think that point could be made. If I said to you right now, who's the most powerful player, active player in the NFL today? Top of your head, give me a guy.
I would have said most powerful would have been maybe Stafford.
Not Stafford.
Quarterback position. Yeah, maybe Stafford. Maybe.
I got no problem with that. You want to take one more guess? It's not Matt Stafford. I'll give you one more guess if you want it. So. And it's not arguable. I think when I explain it to you, you'll say, you know what? I would have laughed at that, but the way you described it, this guy is the most powerful quarterback. Oops, I gave it away. Quarterback in the NFL.
Well, is it a guy who they have to bring back? Is it Mahomes, or is it Daniel Jones, who I know is about to get a ransom, even though he kind of doesn't deserve it because the Colts don't have a plan B?
See, I'm surprised you didn't say Patrick Mahomes first. It's the obvious answer. Wrong, though. And that goes to Ethan downstairs as well, who's yelling, "It's Patrick Mahomes! It's Patrick Mahomes!" It ain't Patrick Mahomes. It ain't no Patrick Mahomes. And you're right, Ethan. Shame on Tyrone for not saying Patrick Mahomes with his first choice, trying to help the kid out. The most powerful quarterback in the NFL today, I'm going to tell you, you're going to laugh at me, and then I'm going to tell you why, and you're going to say, you're right. So let me give you the name first. Okay. The most powerful quarterback in the NFL today is Geno Smith.
What?
Okay.
Why?
Right.
Why?
What? Why? I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Because Geno Smith was powerful enough that just by leaving Seattle, he made the Seahawks a Super Bowl team. And second to that, Geno Smith is so powerful that merely by going to Las Vegas, he got them the #1 pick in the draft. Tell me a quarterback in football that's more powerful than Geno Smith. He left
if you're
one
going to
team,
use that,
Super Bowl. He went to the other team, got that franchise the #1 pick. That's power.
I mean, it's power, but he didn't do any of that on purpose. Power is on purpose. This is accidental.
True. That's not true. That's
Yes,
not
it
true
is.
at all. That's not true.
What do you mean?
Spider-Man didn't know he had Spidey powers. He discovered
What do you
them.
mean?
He didn't try to
and
get
then
Spider-Man
what did he
powers.
say? With great power comes great responsibility. And then he was very intentional after his uncle died about becoming Spider-Man. He wasn't born with that suit. He had to go sew that suit. It was
his
intentional.
uncle wasn't talking about him. He took the life lesson from his now dead uncle and made it about him. When his uncle said, Peter,
was intentional.
With great power comes great responsibility, he was talking about somebody else. That's all.
Doesn't matter. Spider-Man was intentional. Geno did not try to make Seattle a Super Bowl team, and he didn't try to make them have the first overall pick. So is it accidental power? Like an accidental fart?
It's still power. Power is power. Here's story number 4 for you. Leonard Taylor, he's the guy nobody ever heard of that made the block on the, I think it was the Lutz field goal, right? In any event, we have the video. Here's Leonard Taylor after the game being asked about that blocked field goal. I think you'll enjoy what he had to say. Go ahead, guys.
Just jumped in the air and I got a taste of the ball.
What was that feeling like?
Hit of the ball, but it was exciting, man. Just the rush and the adrenaline coming through my body, knowing that I helped the team.
Now, if you didn't hear that clearly, let me say it for you. He said, I jumped up, I got a taste of the ball, no Diddy.
No Diddy. Yeah, you had to say no Diddy in this world more than ever.
Yes.
Great. You know what? Those are the stories where I really, no Diddy. You have to do that nowadays because Diddy's out here doing crazy things. In fact, his kids tried to do a bad boy chant. It didn't work over the weekend. It's a disaster. How about a guy coming straight from the practice squad, didn't even know he was going to be dressed and making that kind of play? That's part of the reason why we watch the games. We watch for the stars, but stuff like that happens, and I think that doesn't happen in a movie. That happens in sport because they would never script that.
You're right. And by the way, when he first missed the kick, I was like, oh, man, that was terrible. Because it went left so fast. But now we realize that had that dude, Leonard Taylor, not blocked the kick, that kick probably goes through, and now we're going to overtime. And the way that game was going, we did the math on it, and it's confirmed 17 overtimes.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
But I remember being 16 in high school, being in my school uniform, long pants and a tie, and I deadlifted 200 kgs, so that's 440 pounds. So so that was I actually have a video of it, so it might get leaked somewhere. Someone might be able to find that one.
We might need to get that one to B-roll the show with.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
Marshall's a tough environment, though. Marshall's that sneaky road trip, in my opinion, and this has been like a decade long that Marshall's been fire at home and terrible on the road. That's a dangerous road game, but if you look at, there's no return game with Kent State. There's no return game with Akron. Maybe when they go to UMass with Frank Martin being such a good coach, he could really take teams out of their rhythm. But I think there's a case that they could be undefeated in the regular season.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
57% chance of winning a PGA Tour major. Would I be wrong by saying I want to invest in the no on Scotty Scheffler? And that $100 investment would pay back $213 here. Everybody thinks Scotty's going to win. It's like 100 golfers in those fields each and every week in the majors, the best golfers in the world. I'm going against the grain, Joe. Give me the no on Scotty Scheffler.
Prediction Markets Edge. only on SportsGrid.
All right, this just in. Bears offensive coordinator Declan Doyle has withdrawn his name from consideration for the Eagles offensive coordinator vacancy.
Man, he wouldn't be allowed to do it. He wouldn't be allowed to do it. There's a lateral move. The Bears can't do it. Of course he's going to stay in Chicago. They're not going to let him make a lateral move to a team in the conference.
No, the point is that Chicago allowed him to interview because Ben Johnson calls the plays. So he was allowed to interview. He has withdrawn his name from consideration. Nobody wants that Philly job, which is really crazy. It's the best opening in football right now. Nobody wants that job.
I believe they're going to get somebody good.
You know what's really crazy, Tyrone? And you can walk me through this better than anyone because you're an Eagle fan and you do Sports Talk in Philadelphia as well. Here's the crazy thing about this Philadelphia Eagle offensive coordinator opening right now. How come there is no consideration at all that Nick Sirianni just reclaims play calling duties? That's what he started doing there, right?
Yeah, because he's terrible at it. He's stone terrible.
Right. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, he's terrible at it. Now here's the problem, though. I know they came out and did the whole you'll have full autonomy stuff. There are rumors, and we don't know if these are real, that he's perhaps pushing on some of these candidates of the things he likes.
Well, that's his job. He's the head coach. He should. Like, you ought to be on the same page. The head coach and the OC should be on the same page for sure.
Yeah, well, look. Nobody seems to want to be on his page because his offense is so damn basic and rudimentary that it kind of ruins the whole situation. So I need Nick to take a step back.
Got it. So I'm watching a video right now of a Minnesota Timberwolves protester outside the arena, I guess this morning, picked up what's called a flash bang. So it's like a small explosive they use to disperse crowds and whatnot. Picked it up. And what do you think happened?
Well, it went off.
Yeah, it went off. So she's got no fingers now on her left hand. Yeah.
Why would you do that? I've seen people kick them.
Like, don't be stupid.
I've seen people kick them away.
Yeah, she picked up. I'm looking at the video.
And the game got postponed for weather.
Yeah, we know why the game got postponed. So the game got postponed. It was not because of the weather. It got postponed because, quote unquote, they thought the players might not be safe because of all the protesters in Minneapolis. Now, the Wild, the hockey team, they play about 8 or 9 miles away. I think their arena's in St. Paul, not in Minneapolis proper, but they are 9 miles away from each other. And it was interesting that the NHL did play their game and the NBA canceled their game. So make of that what you will, but this idiot picked up a flashbang, and now they're calling her Captain Hook, which is frankly offensive. She hasn't even got to the hospital yet. They already got nicknames for her,
Yeah, that's messed up. They might be able to save a finger or two like they did with JPP.
Yeah, but he's got like a banged up hand. His hand ain't right.
Yeah, I mean.
He don't have 5 fingers.
Right. No.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
absolutely not.
I'm sorry to laugh.
You can make an argument he's the best athlete ever. My man was getting double-digit sacks with a club.
Yeah. By the way, won a Super Bowl. So now the final thing for you today on what is a snow day for most Americans. It's not for me. Tyrone's accepting a snow day as well. It's a PTO day for him. What do you think the number one most viewed and disliked moment was between the 2 football games yesterday? So take all the other events out, just from 3 o'clock to, let's say, 10 o'clock last night. What do you think was the most viewed and disliked video of the weekend?
Now, wasn't of that obnoxious penalty showing that video and people saying how stupid he was when he stepped to the sideline?
No, the guy in Seattle who started trash talking the Rams sideline. That kid, by the way, to his credit, was the first guy to go up to McVay after the game and shake his hand. So he turned it around. But good.
Yeah.
That's not
so
the
it wasn't
answer,
that. No. So what is it?
Did you see the fat kid? See the video, the commercial of the fat kid, Lilly Pharmaceuticals?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
What are we doing?
I mean,
I'll show you the video. Put the video up, guys. Just put it up real quick so Tyro can see it. Yeah.
Let's hear it. You think I need your advice?
Yeah.
You think I should go on a diet?
Yeah, you should. Ooh.
I've been dieting since I was 12.
Oh, man. Yeah.
You think I need to hear about your workout routine?
No, definitely not. I don't have one.
You don't stop to ask about mine.
Well, I didn't ask.
No matter
you
what
to
I do,
work out.
you're going to have
So
your own
anyway,
thoughts.
I mean, it's enough. It's enough, right?
So get it all out.
That video pissed a lot of people off. And yes, I feel bad for the kid if he's unhealthy or dealing with, being fat shamed and all that. But what was the purpose of that commercial? I'm not even sure what Lily is.
Lecture.
But what's the purpose of it supposed to go? Buy some Ozempic or something? Right?
Well,
Was that what that commercial was for?
That was the point of it. And
So
then
I want to see that kid in 6 months. I want to see that kid in 6 months and say, thank you for advising me to start taking Ozempic. That'd be a pretty good payoff to that commercial. And I'll tell you one other quick thing. I have no interest in Ben Stills singing like a European.